Hello, I hope you're doing okay. Thank you for being here just to listen to the video. I hope you're going to be blessed. Now, today we are going to be speaking about a place of blessing, a place of protection, and a place where we saw God's favor. And this place is called Goshen. Now, before I continue, I just want to quote a verse from the book of Genesis 47 verse 11. So Joseph settled his father and brothers in Egypt, giving them property in the best part of the land, the district of Ramesses, as Pharaoh directed. Now, this was a very famous place known as the place where the Israelites lived during their time in exile in Egypt. Now, the reason why they are living in Egypt is because they came because their place or their land was in famine. So we see that Joseph early was sold by the brothers and came to Egypt as a slave. And God started lifting him from one place to another. Now, we see that God is giving them favor, and they are even being given a land to settle in a foreign land. And the Bible gives us a clear story of how God led the Israelites to Goshen through his servant Joseph. Now, when you read in Genesis 45, Joseph had risen to power in Egypt. And he now calls for his father Jacob in Israel and his brother to join him in Egypt after there were famine strikes in the land. Then Pharaoh generously gives them the best land in Egypt. Now we realize that Goshen was the best land in Egypt. It was a strategic location that allowed them to prosper during the time of hardship, making it a land of abundance, a land of favor. Can you imagine? Without nothing, running away from famine, and God prepared a place for you. Goshen. The importance of Goshen was not just a place to survive, but a place to thrive, because the Bible says that they multiplied. And mind you, the land was fertile, it was suitable for agriculture, and it was positioned away from the Egyptians. So it allowed the Israelites to maintain their identity. You could know that these are Israelites living here. There's a distinction that was in Goshen. Those were people of God. That place became a sanctuary for God's people, Goshen. And maybe I may mention a few of the events that happened in Goshen. Because, number one, they acquired a place that they didn't have. Because the Bible says that they increased in numbers. Despite the hard condition that was outside there in Egypt, Goshen became a place of growth, a place where God people were protected and blessed. I shall be sharing about the distinction next in another video about Egypt and Goshen. And we see that Goshen serves as a starting point for the Israelites' exodus from Egypt. As we see where Moses is coming in and leading the people of God out of bondage. The land of Goshen stood as a place where God's promises had been fulfilled. And God mightily hand leading them through the Red Sea towards the promised land. So those are the events that are few that I can mention about Goshen. And I was asking myself, why did even God love this place so much? Why did God just choose Goshen to be a special place? It is because it was symbolic to the people of Israel, even in the fallen land. It was God showing himself in these people's life, that he is unchangeable God. Is God's love, that his love is unchangeable. He is able to care for his children. I just want, as I'm winding up, I want to encourage someone that God is able. God, he provides in unexpected places. Who would have thought that Goshen will be a place where foreigners will come and settle? Foreigners who are running away from their place because of hunger in famine, or running away from their place because of famine. He was able to provide despite the circumstances that they were going through. God protected them in the midst of trials. You know, Goshen was not immune to the struggles of Egypt, no. But God spared it from destruction. I want you to take comfort in the Lord, like the people in Goshen. God has set you apart. That's why you're still here today. I know you're there, you're asking yourself, why am I even living? I don't see the point of even being alive today. But I want to tell you that God has set you apart. There's so many things that God is doing in your life. He's shielding you from the worst of life storms. If God was to open what he's doing in your life, you could not imagine. If we were the Israelites living in Goshen, knowing exactly what is happening in Egypt, that is a clear picture of what God does in our life. He shields us. There are so many things that God is doing, shielding us and protecting us from, that we cannot even see. Just look at the life of the Goshen people and the life of the Egyptians. It's a clear definition of how God protects his people. I want to encourage you that trust in God's timing. The Israelites' time in Goshen was a season. It was a place of waiting, a place of preparing God's promise. And it's similar to us today. We should trust in God's timing, knowing that every season in life has its own significance. Nothing happens by chance. There is a reason why things happen in our life. I want to remind you that Goshen was a land of flowing with blessing, but it required people of faith, people who could believe when God speaks, people who could say, God said so. Because the Bible says that God said that he's going to bring a distinction. He's going to deal differently with the people of Goshen and Egypt. God is still able to do mighty things. Just trust in him. Trust God's promises. Hold on there. You know, his provision may not only come in the way we expect. It's not the same way you want it to come, but it's surely gonna come in his time. And when I read about Goshen, I see God. I see God. I see God's presence. Even today, God is with us. His presence is with us. May we take comfort knowing that wherever we are, whatever time we are in, maybe in difficult times, God will create a Goshen for us. God is with us. He will never leave us. I pray that God's hands of favor rest upon you.